And Lieutenant Laut, Olive, who was the Shahbandar, lots and lots of different people came and saw him off. Yeah, and Diponegoro was sung at. Yeah, he couldn't understand. Why don't we immediately go? You know, why do we have to wait for wind? And so they waited all night, and then in the early hours of Tuesday, the 4th of May, the wind started to blow off the land. So they unfurled the sails, and they set sail across the Bay of Batavia, which was then lit up with the morning glow. Yeah? And he sailed away, and he said, "I never want to set foot in the land of Java again."
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
Did he ever try to escape though from Batavia, he and his followers?
No, I mean, he basically said, dia sudah ikhlas.
Oh.
Dia sudah bilang, ini sudah, ya, saya sudah ikhlas, saya sudah melaksanakan dharma saya. Hidup yang ditakdirkan sudah rampung, wis, sampun. Ya, sudah boucle le boucle. I've closed the circle. My life has come full circle. And in Fort Rotterdam, he became a guru tasawwuf. He started teaching. And we know this because he left behind notebooks, spiritual notebooks. And he melayangkan ijazah untuk kecapaian spiritual dari murid-murid. Yeah? So he's born a prince, he's brought up a desa dweller at the age of 39, turun ke medan perang at the age of 44, he becomes a tahanan politik. And in his exile, he becomes a sastrawan. His babad is recognized by UNESCO. He becomes a guru tasawwuf. And at the end of the day, he says, "Sudah, sampun. I'm not founding a dynasty. You bury my kris with my body. None of my cucu, none of my cicit, none of my sons can carry this emban salah satu tugas yang begitu berat. Yeah? And my dharma is done." Yeah? And his dharma is done because he was consequent. He had high integrity and he never compromised. He didn't compromise with the Dutch. He had high integrity. When he was sitting on the sofa with de Kock, he didn't draw his kris and kill the general. He could have easily done that. He said, how would it be seen in history if you saw a Pangeran of Jogja running amok like a begal di jalan? Yeah? So he had a sense of history. We know this because when he left Tegarejo and the Dutch were burning his estate, he went out on his horse, Kiai Getayu, which was completely black. He was in completely white clothes, sorban, baju kokok, dan jubah, semua serba putih. And he tied the reins of his horse to his belt, and he danced in the middle of his lance-bearing bodyguard. Yeah? Dia tandak di tengah-tengah rakyat yang bertombak. Yeah? So it was almost as though he just caught the moment. Yeah? And this is described by an artist, Raden Saleh's mentor, Payon, yeah? Who got it from his Belgian counterpart, Jean-Nicolas Statiri, who was the commander of the cavalry in Tegarejo. So here is a man who knows, in this life you're acting a part. Yeah? You got your kita di wayang golek, atau di wayang wong, atau di wayang beber. Yeah, kita dibeberkan. And you have a particular dharma, particular takdir to fulfill. And the glory of a life is if you fulfill that properly. Yeah? And at the end of the day, you say, Sudah, sampun, sudah, yeah, it's a bit like the Buddha dying between two sal trees in Bihar. And Ananda, his well-born cousin and relatives say, you shouldn't be dying here, Bhante. You know, this is a wilderness. And he said, no. Earlier, this was a court. I'm dying on the pringitan of the court. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah, he said, look, okay, if you'd asked me, I could have prolonged my life, but you didn't ask me. So I'm dying at 80. Diponegoro died at 70. Yeah. Someone like Sharia, Bung Sharia, died younger than 60. Yeah. It doesn't matter how long you live, it's what sort of life you have, how you fill that. And it's bergulir, yeah, it's going on. You know, you've got all the leluhur, you've got all the people who have died beforehand, the thousands of relatives. You know, you've got a responsibility not only for this world, but also for the other worlds which impinge. And Diponegoro knew that. That's why he's such an interesting figure. He's not merebutkan takhta. He's not merebutkan perempuan atau uang. Yeah? He basically, all his money went. Yeah, all his money went on the war. He was the richest prince in Jogja, not because he was corrupt, but because he was a very sangat teliti sebagai administrator dan sangat pas-pasan sebagai cara hidup. He died in poverty in Fort Rotterdam, not because he didn't have money, but because he was used to living very simply. And he died basically saying, okay, well, I'm leaving behind an example. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm like the last samurai. Yeah? The Tatanan Lama Jawa sudah habis, but there will be a new Tatanan. Yeah? And the new Tatanan was the Pergerakan Nasional. And when the Pergerakan Nasional started, everybody pointed to Diponegoro. The PKI pointed to Diponegoro because bau membau dengan wong cilik. The PSI, the Partai Sarakat Islam, pointed to Diponegoro sebab menunjukkan jalan ke Masjid Agung. And the PNI pointed to him because dia membela, he defended Javanese culture, Javanese values, Javanese language. Yeah, he was basically someone who kepribadian Nusantara, sebab he was not just Javanese. His grandmother was from Bima great-grandmother Trah dari Bima di NTB. His grandmother was from Pamekasan in Madura. Yeah, dia punya banyak darah, macam-macam darah. And his mother was from Sukoharjo to the south of Solo, anak desa. Yeah, so all sorts of different. You know, it's like the Carrefour Javanais in Diponegoro's own body. Yeah, all these aliran, all these arus yang datang ke sini. So Diponegoro is a very, very important. He is the tapal batas of modern Indonesia. Before him, there was a Tatanan Lama. After him, there was a high colonial period. But he still continues to resonate. We're not having this interview. If it didn't resonate, we wouldn't have this interview. It didn't resonate, we wouldn't be publishing. We wouldn't be celebrating 200 years of Diponegoro. We wouldn't be publishing the Baba Diponegoro. That would be done and dusted and forgotten. But he still is bergulia. He's still around. He's still living. He's still penyambung lidah leluhur. This is what we're doing with this interview.
Yeah, exactly.